Hello, I am roaringbug and welcome to my Sims 4 speed build. Today I am building Green Family House. Once again, it is a house that I have found on Pinterest and I made it completely with just the base game. So if you like my video, please like, subscribe, or leave me a comment. And if you'd like to follow me on my various social media platforms, you can in my video description. And if you like this build, it's on the gallery at roaringbug, all one word. And as I said before, it's completely base game, so it's free to get. And you don't need any extra packs in order to have this fully furnished house. So right now what you're seeing is how I am making the structure of the house. It's a very basic looking house. The only thing about it that makes it interesting is that it has a porch. It also has this back end here because I thought since it's such a small lot, this is built on a 20 by 15 lot, so it's one of the smallest lots you can play with in The Sims. And I wanted to have it have as much space as it possibly can and still be a beautiful house. So it has a little porch here, and I'm just getting rid of the walls here so you can see the porch. And then I realized it's just a little too small on the second floor, so I just pulled everything out so everything is matchy and symmetrical. And now I'm trying to put this little platform. So this platform actually allows me to put a trim on that platform, and I'm putting a trim on that platform so it can act as a spandrel. Because yeah, that's what I did. I just added right there the spandrel, and that is acting as a detail that you normally wouldn't see in base game, because all the spandrels in base game are very ornate and like they have like a lot of detail because it's in that New Orleans style, so it's very like loud and complicated and pretty. But you know, I just wanted something scaled back and very basic. The only thing I used a bunch of are these pillars. So I use these columns here so that it can just define the edges of this house, because it gives it more of a pop, and I thought that would look nice. And I'm just using these basic little windows here. So those dormers lead to a space your sim cannot access, but I didn't bother like making an attic space, but you can, and it's not that hard to do. I think all you need to do is just connect the two dormers together and just make a ladder will lead up to that space. I just didn't bother because that space would be shaped really weird, and I really don't know what you would put up there. Maybe like another bedroom if you needed the space, but it wouldn't have a lot of space, and it would technically be shaped like a giant capital I. So yeah. And now I'm just adding the same windows everywhere, and I'm just, you know, doing all the windows and doors to this house. So this is actually my 71st video. I don't do a lot of videos all the time, but I'm really proud that I was able to make this amount of videos, and I want to just take a moment just to thank my subscribers, the 40 plus subscribers that I have. You know who you are, and I want to thank you so much for watching my videos. And the few commenters that I get, thank you so much. I like engaging with other people who are simmers, and if you ever want to talk about building, I'm on Reddit. So, you know, I find that the Sims build community on Reddit, they're actually really friendly, and they are more than happy to help people who have build questions, because everyone has a hard time building with roofs and trying to like do different tricks on how to build. But I found that the community on Reddit is actually pretty open to answering questions. And yeah, it's nice to have other people who want to talk about The Sims and just building in general. And there are subreddits for basically anything you could think of for The Sims. Like people who just like building in casts and they just like creating Sims, or they just want to show off their latest creation in The Sims. There's a space for it, and I'm pretty thankful for it, because it's hard to engage with other people, because The Sims is mainly a game that you play by yourself, and it's something that I only played over COVID just because I had the time to do it. And I really got into building because it's a natural progression, I think, to get into building, because the gameplay sometimes is kind of predictable, but I still maintain a legacy family just because like I like doing other kinds of gameplays with mods. And you know, I find that people who mod The Sims they are very creative too. So now that I've colored everything on the outside of the house, I just want to let everyone know that all the exterior plants are all debug items, and they don't contribute to the cost of this house. As someone who's also a gamer and a builder, I know how important it is to try and make your house as cheap as possible. So if you don't want to like pay for that $30 bush, you don't have to, because all of the landscaping is free. And right now I'm doing the second hardest part in The Sims, and that's figuring out the floor plan. So, you know, I've been really good at being methodical. So I work from the outside in, and I do one floor at a time. So right now I'm doing just the first floor. So this is like the common living space. So I got a bathroom off the side here. Again, I'm only using base game, so my bathrooms are kind of boring. They're all gonna look the same because I'm just using base game items. And I am trying to make the house look, I guess it's more like a traditional style house. And I'm putting this kitchen here in this space. It's very white. The accent color is the exterior color, so there's going to be accents of green in this house. But overall, it's mainly just white and green, which is a really good color combo. And in this kitchen area, I just wanted to put a work table as an island. So I just put some clutter items there so that it looks like a working, functioning like dining table for people to actually like prepare their meals on. And this space here is the dining room. I know for a fact that having just a dining room, a designated dining room in The Sims gameplay doesn't make any sense. It would make more sense if that room was a skill building room with a home office. So if you wanted to, you could definitely just delete that table and put, I don't know, your skill building items in there, like maybe an easel or something, or maybe you want to turn that into like a little greenhouse area, because plants are really lucrative in The Sims. Like if you want your Sims to make a lot of simoleons, growing some plants is an easy way to do it. So, you know, you can do what you want with that space, but you know, I'm making more like a showcase room, so a showcase house. So this space is just meant to be pretty and look ideal. So so now I'm making the furnishings for the living room. So this is just gonna be like a living space, and I cover the 3 trinities that you want in your living room, which is a TV, a radio, and books, because not everyone has the space to put a full-on bookshelf in The Sims or in real life. So I just put the little cluster of books that are in base game on the coffee table, because I figured that makes sense. Also, I really like that The Sims updated the swatches on those books, because before you only had one option for those cluster of books, but now you can actually pick a bunch of different colorways for those books. Also, this flooring I think is an updated colorway for this floor pattern, and I think it looks really nice. I mean, it has that, I don't know, like open, breezy looking rustic look that people want in their homes. And I put a chess table in here just for skill building and a computer, because you always need a computer. And I don't know if you noticed, I also put an easel in this room. So the living room basically has the skill building items that you want in your gameplay. Oh, and I use these pictures that are locked behind gameplay, because I use the cheat so I can basically build with every base game item. But locked behind normal base game is all the prints you can get from the telescope and from the microscope. And they are the prettiest prints you can get in base game. And, you know, once you run out of like the limited amount of pictures you have in base game, those are the extra go-to items you can get. Except they are not in behind the catalog for paintings. They're actually behind the catalog for I always find them under like the kitchen bowl in the little display of items you can find. You know, like in Build and Buy, you can see like a little example of a kitchen. If you click on like the fruit bowl, it's actually locked behind that. So that's where you can find those pictures. So this house ends up being, as you can see now, the second floor for the bedrooms. It becomes a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, which is actually a very sizable house, especially for such a small lot space. Like I said, this is a 20 by 15 lot, and I was able to fit 3 bedrooms. And as I said, if you turn the attic space into an actual functional space, it ends up becoming a 4-bedroom house. So, you know, if you needed the extra space, you can go up. Or maybe you don't want to go up. Maybe you want to go down, because you can also put a basement in this house. I normally don't do houses with basements unless they're modern. So, because like I want to see the world. I mean, that's the whole point of seasons, so you can see like the different changing of the seasons. But if you're stuck in a basement like your sim, you're not going to see anything. So that's why I don't normally make basements in my Sims builds, unless they're modern, like I said. But they're usually they usually have like a lot of open area that it's connected to. So this bedroom is the adult primary bedroom. It's just dark colored. I want it to be like a peaceful bedroom, and I always go for the Jerry pictures. They're basically pictures of Sims that are all named Jerry. And I always think like, hey, you know, they would probably want family pictures. And this is when I swapped the wallpaper in these 2 rooms, because I thought the checkered wallpaper would be more ideal for an infant toddler room. So I just put all the skill building items that you need for a toddler and for an infant. Infants don't really have skill building items unless you have Growing Together. Growing Together comes with the changing diaper stand and the play, that little like floor play pen thing for your infants to grow skills. But, you know, it's not in base game, so that's why it's really limited. It's mainly like a toddler's room. This room I decorated for a child sim, for 2 child sims, so I just put the science table and the painting table, because those are the 2 base game items that you have access to in The Sims. But, you know, you can also put a teenager in this room, but teenagers don't have teenager-specific items. They're basically like adults. They can just use adult items. So this room is mainly kitted out for kids. And I just put a little bit of clutter, not too much, just a little bit here and there. And again with the space pictures, that looks so cool. And now I'm just adding some lights, because if you have bb.move objects, you can hide the little saucer lights behind any light fixture you want in order to make it look more brighter without sacrificing design. And I added a barbecue and 2 planters and a tree, because I figured it could use a little tree. And I sized it down. And now I'm just doing a light dusting of terrain paint. here and there just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And that should be the end of my video. So, you know, enjoy the screenshots, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.